Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Sia Stewart. I'm the class council president. Um, Lately I've been getting a few emails about how to do your budgets. Um, I know this year is different because ASI is no longer having you submit a um, PDF form for budgets, and now they're doing it through MyBar. So this video is going to kind of show you guys on how to find the forms, the budget forms, and what to do with the budget forms. So we'll go ahead and get started. So before I show you guys how to actually find your budgets, I'm going to talk a little bit about budgets themselves. So what is the purpose of the budgets? Um, Budgets are basically just letting know ASI how much money your club needs. So you're giving them an entire expense sheet that tells them how much money you guys have made for your club and how much money you guys have spent for the club, and whatever is the leftover, or I guess you could say if it's in the negatives, then that's how much you need from ASI. um, and I know that there's a few people that think that you can't spend any money after turning in your budgets. Um, and that's not true. Um, Budgets are just to show ASI what the next e-board might need. So they won't take away anything from your current account. Um, but it is best to figure out how much money you guys are going to spend for the rest of the year, so that way you could apply it to your budgets. Um, but yes, you don't have to worry about them taking your money or not being able to spend the rest of your money. Um, and a benefit for budgets is that it also allows for carryover. So if you guys don't spend all of your money for your clubs this year, um, the leftover amount goes to your next e-board. And that's just additional money on top of what they get from ASI, from the budget that you submitted. So let's say you guys asked ASI for $100 and you don't spend all of your current money and it's maybe $200. So the next e-board for your club gets $300. So that's the way that budgets kind of work. Um, they It's also nice because when you create this expense sheet, your next e-board can look back and see like all of the things that you guys spent money on and approximately like how much money you guys have spent. So that way they can account for their events and whatever supplies that they might need. Um, Another thing is that budgets are due once a year. So don't have a heart attack thinking that you have to turn in budgets during this fall semester. They only happen during the spring semester towards the end. Um, and just some advice, I know some of you didn't attend the workshops, the budget workshops. I think you should be okay, but when you guys bring on your new e-board, definitely let your treasurers know that they have to attend the budget workshop for next year, in order to get their budgets. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys where to find your budgets. So budgets are located on MyBar. So you could either type in CPP MyBar and it pops up first link. Or what you could do is go to your My CPP, and here you'll find your my bar is up here because I favored it, but it might not be there for everyone who hasn't favored it. So where you can find it is by either going to online services, or you can go to this little grid up here, select the grid and do view all online services and links. And then you can just quickly type in MyBar right over here, and it should pop up. That's where you will find MyBar. We'll go ahead and go there. And if you haven't heard of MyBar, which I hope you guys have heard of MyBar, MyBar is a place where you can find all the information about clubs and organizations on Cal Poly Pomona campus. And I would suggest going through it and seeing like what events other clubs have going. Really let your members know about MyBar, so that way they can keep up to date with your events also. But anyways, off topic. So here you have a list of your memberships, and your club should be here. You also have your list of memberships on this left taskbar over here. So to find your budgets, you're gonna go ahead and click on your club, this little right here, and then you're gonna scroll all the way down to finance right over here. All right, here we go. So this says purchase request. You don't want that. You want to do budget request. Here we go. All right. Next, you're going to do create new budget request. I'm going to lead you to a form. Just give it 1 second. All right, here we go. So here you're going to scroll down and find College of Letter Arts, Social Sciences Council Budget Request. You're going to do annual budget, and then here is your form. So you're just going to quickly fill this out. Relatively easy, just answering questions about your club. Okay, so right here it says, did you receive additional funding from the ASI committee during this year? They usually mean like their carryover and any extra income. And then it says, list your organization sources of income. Not all of you are going to have income if you don't do a fundraiser or if you don't do membership fees. You could just put down ASI. All right, and here we have the actual budget form. So I'm going to do like a pretend budget so you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with other sources of income. It's easier if you do this first before you do your expenses. So we have carryover. Let's say I got a carryover of 1600. We're going to say that. So here we have your income right over here. For now, let's do. So here you could also put membership fees or fundraisers. For now, I'm just going to do carryover. All right, and then this is where the rest of it is expenses from events down. So we'll add the item. We'll do banquet. So test, maybe your banquet was $1,000, right? So we'll save it. And then supplies, we'll go add supplies. Maybe we'll put tables. And your tables cost. Okay, well, you can change the quantity. So let's say you bought 8 tables and the total cost was $1,000, right? Here we go. So, oh, $8,000. Okay, well, $8,000 it is. And then you have other sections that if you want, if you don't think it applies to supplies, conferences, marketing, or events, you can just do what you think is feasible. So we're gonna scroll up. Okay, so here we are. We have $1,600 as an income, but then we spent $1,000 of it, and then whoops, we spent $8,000, right? So that kind of leaves us in the negative. You don't have to panic. It's okay. You could just request $7,400 from ASI. Um, that amount is a little excessive. If you're a smaller club, and you only have maybe like 15 members, I think this is going to be too much to request. So the council takes a look at your budget, and so does ASI, and we kind of look at the size of your club and basically like the events that you hold. And we just look at everything about your club and we think like, is it really necessary or is it really needed to have this amount of money requested? So we either accept it or we deny it. If you do have a fairly larger club with a lot of members, and $7,000 seems to fit that, then you will be accepted for this budget from the council. I don't know how ASI does their things, right? But I do want to add that when you do your expenses, you don't have to just add all of the expenses that you guys had this year. If you think that the next e-board for your club might need, I don't know, like extra supplies next year, you could add that. So even though you do your test, okay, let's say you need paper, right? You notice you're running low on paper, but you don't really need it for this year, but you might think that your club will need it for next year. You could add paper. Maybe they need 2 stacks, right? Maybe one stack is $25. So you think that the next club would need about $50 to purchase paper. You could add that estimate in. Again, I wouldn't go too crazy. Just do expenses that you think that your club needs. You don't want to get excessive with it, or else your budget is going to be denied by ASI. Let me think if there's anything else when it comes to the budgets. I don't think there's anything else. So I'll go ahead and move forward. So you might be wondering, okay, so I do the form of the budget. I'm going to request $7,450 for the next e-board. What happens now? So what's going to happen is the budget, once you submit it as a treasurer, I think, I'm not 100% sure because the system is still pretty new, it goes on to your president. Now, presidents, if you don't get it, don't have a heart attack. It might just go from the treasurer to your club advisor. I know that it might be a struggle because presidents want to see their budgets too, and they're unable to. We could just take it up at ASI and let them know, or not ASI, but we could go to the MyBar lab and just let them know, like, hey, presidents would like to see the budgets too, just to double check it. But yeah, don't have a heart attack if you can't view that, and it automatically goes to your advisor. So after it goes to your advisor and your advisor approves of your budget, then the budget will automatically go over to the council. Council's going to look over your budget and assess whether you really need the total amount that you're requesting. It will either deny it, leave a comment for you to fix whatever you need to fix, send it back to you, and then you can go ahead and make whatever adjustments you need to make. You don't have to create a new budget and start over. I think it should allow you to re-edit your current budget. So you'll resubmit it back to the council, and if it looks good, we'll go ahead and accept it, and it automatically goes over to ASI. And from there, you don't have to do anything else unless ASI sends it back to you. But ASI will take a look at the budget, and if they think it looks good, they'll go ahead and do whatever they need to do, and you guys don't have to worry about the budgets after that. That should be it for the budgets. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me at any time. I'm always here to help you guys. So yeah, have a good day.